Hey, I'm Danielle, a techie serial entrepreneur.
I'm Cicely, a health tech nurse.
I'm Priscilla, and I'm an award-winning creative.
Welcome to the More Than Graphics podcast, a virtual safe space for women and minorities in the tech and creative industry. Together, we're that tribe.
All right. Welcome, everybody. I really hope that put you in a mood because that totally put me in one. Goodness. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the More Than Graphics podcast. It's an award-winning virtual safe space for women and minorities in the tech and creative industries. And I'm Danielle, your techie retro pixel sorceress and fractional CMO who's always pushing marketing and creative tech for minority brands and entrepreneurs. Y'all, today we are turning up the Wonder Woman vibes in this Themyscira Guild themed episode. So motherhood isn't a solo quest. It's a guild. It's your business's architecture. I'm joined today by a special group of women from the Kentucky Creatives Collective, a special group within its 400 plus digital creator community that also just happens to be all moms in the creative industry. So we'll let each of them introduce themselves as we kind of dive straight into a roundtable discussion on the grit and grind of honoring and wielding our creativity while also raising tiny and not so tiny humans. All right. Who wants to go first?
Hi, my name's Kristen. I am a mama to I have a 1-year-old and a 6-year-old now. And I am also a content creator and work a full-time job. So that's kind of what I'm doing.
And I am Mrs. Bodacious Big Mama Red. I am a entertainer, promoter, plus size edit, published processes model.
I love that we all showed up in this space. I just want to say that out loud. Like all of us have we're in a t-shirt, we're in pajamas, we're just showing up as is. I love that part.
It's Saturday morning, so this is what I rock on Saturday. Pop the collar.
Right.
Fashionable.
I see you over there. Chris is rocking the 2 chains. She's got it going on. I love it.
I wore the shirt yesterday to dress it up a little bit.
And so it begins. All right. I love this already. So kind of leading into this conversation, we're kind of talking about again, this kind of Wonder Woman vibe, Themyscira, creating this organic space where we can level up, talk the shit for real. And then also bars no held, right? We're holding no bars. Really being honest in these conversations around motherhood, creativity, and really just helping each other level up. Since both myself and Kristen both have young littles, right? We talk about that nap time blueprint. Most businesses are built for a 40-hour work week, but the guild often builds for a 4-hour window, right? How has the constraint of mom time actually forced you to create a superior architectural design for your business compared to other traditional models?
I think there have to be a lot more cunning and strategic about what I do because there's no just win booking at Wally. I have to be very strategic with planning my time, which also I think helps me to treat content creation like the business it is. That's what a lot of people have a hard time with when they're starting out, is actually treating it like the full-time job it is. But being a mom with young kids, especially when I first started, I was in the postpartum trenches. I had to be very diligent about okay, this is the hour when I'm going to respond to emails. This is the hour when I'm going to edit, and just planning out my day to actually run a business instead of just let's hope for the best.
I am right there with you. I feel in so many areas, I have to specifically carve out certain times where I can function. And then on top of that, if you're on any level of neurospicy, it's even harder for you to have that dedicated crunch time to stay focused on those type of things. So I relate to that so hard. I have to work between 10 and 12. Those are my big time where I can really focus on things. I can scoop meetings in there. And then after the kids get home from school or whatnot, then that's more of my kind of free structure time where I can kind of let things flow a little bit easier. Maybe I have certain types of clients that I take on because if my toddler decides to run, inside the camera just to say hi for a minute, it's not an interruption, things along those lines. So I love that you say that because I just feel that's so needed. kind of Big Mama, I want to ask you a question specifically because you don't have littles. We both are on the different spectrum having adults, right, in the space. What's that like for you in trying to carve out time for yourself?
Uh, my situations might be a little bit different because my child is grown and they live with me still because they are autistic and also disabled. So we live kind of separate lives in the same house. They do their thing, I do my thing. It's usually not a problem.
Okay. Damn. All right, we can move on to the second question, which is crisis management as a load bearing wall. So often when we're constructing some of our strongest materials, right, we're also tested by fire in the process of all that. So as digital creators and moms, we handle system failures daily, right? Whether it's toddler meltdowns to tech glitches. How does your experience managing domestic chaos translate into your business's ability to pivot and remain structurally sound during a professional crisis?
I mean, nothing surprises me anymore after some of the things that I would be seeing. So they like anything and I just like can delete footage and I'm just like, okay, we have to figure it out. And so there's no time to panic. It makes me so much more level headed because I'm just like, I can handle everything going on outside of this right here. I can handle this right here. This is actually something that's more in my control than what like a little humans in my house are doing. So honestly, like a business crisis feels so much less terrifying than like a tiny human crisis to me.
That's so true. I relate to this so hard because I can't tell you how many times like we've had our youngest Theo like literally like, dangling from something or, he's gotten into something while on a call and then I'm just looking at him covered in whatever that mess was. There's a lot of moments like that when I'm literally on like a very corporate call and I have to pause. Like, I'm sorry, I have to pause my camera because I have to child rear. There's been times where I've child reared with the camera off and the audio on. Okay. That is no joke. So I definitely like so relate to that. Like, I feel like it's so much easier to manage the chaos within it versus being outside of it or it coming to you that way. Okay, Big Mama, do you have any stories that you could contribute to that? Because I feel like that would be a great topic.
Well, I think that technology always is improving. So, like when I'm on video calls or whatever, most of the time now you can't hear what's going on in the background because things have gotten better. Now, 10 years ago, that was not the case. And you can hear, inevitably like the dog has gotten a squeaky toy and is running up and squeaking right as soon as you're having to talk or listen to something with, VPs on the line, like, oh, excuse me, that's my dog.
We gotta do what we gotta do to make it work. I feel
Right.
like that is so crucial for all of us. And I feel like all moms in this situation, in whatever technical creative background that you're in, you have learned to flex, right? Just make it work in the moment. And I think that's such a true testament to who we are as both women and creatives and business people at the same time. So yeah, kudos to y'all.
People always think, I think that being a working mom, it kind of puts you at a disadvantage, but I think that it puts us at an advantage in that women who are moms like can show up really well in the workplace and they're like the ideal people to work with because if we can handle the other stuff, we can handle anything you need.
I heard that. Step aside, guys. Step aside. All right. Next question is the multiplayer strategy. Why the solo quest fails. So the Themyscira standard kind of implies that we're fighting against these or fighting battles alone. But really, for the Kentucky Creatives Collective, this is actually a very specific structural gap that we like to address a lot of times. So, is there a gap in your business that only that kind of got filled or helped you once you joined the KYC community? And try to kind of stop doing the solo architecting by yourself?
100%. Because I mean, it goes back to the whole village conversation. We're not meant to raise children alone, do things alone. And for me, the KYC Collective, it has really helped me to give myself grace because I am trying to take on so much by myself. And that's just not how we're meant to function. And so having, especially in this collective, a group of women who understand me and give me grace has taught me that, like, it's okay to give myself a little grace. And then just to have someone who understands your constraints to bounce a situation off of. Because a lot of time when I'm talking to other creators who don't have kids, maybe their understanding of my situation and the suggestions they give me are going to be a little different than since the two of you give me because you completely understand where I am in my life journey. And so just having that is huge for me, just at least for my mental sanity.
Well, for me, Kentucky Creatives, that's something that I was looking for. I built a brand of my own and did everything by myself with very little help. So I wanted a place where I felt community with other like-minded individuals of creators and artists in the digital marketing world. And that's what the Kentucky Creatives has been for me, is having that support system behind me, doing the things that I can't do necessarily because I'm working a full-time job. Then I have an advocate, I have an agent that goes and gets me projects and things on my behalf, and I don't have to worry about that because I'm in a 9 to 5. Or if I'm out in the field, I have a plus one that can come with me and back me up with content or anything else that I need. If nothing else, to just say, "Hey, you got this. Do you need me to carry your heels because your feet are killing?"
Literally.
So that, so that, because that's happened on more than one occasion. So, that's the thing is it is a lot harder to do it alone. It's a lot harder. You can do it. It's just if you really want to be truly successful, you do need support in some way. So if you're not getting it within your own household, then you need to seek it outside in clubs or groups or agencies where you can get with like-minded individuals. And I think that's the most important part, is you need to walk into a room or a vibe that aligns with who you are and where you want to go.
Right on. I feel like there are so many moms that vibe with that because the lifestyle is different. The current is different than without. Um, I also want to piggyback off of that level of support. I mean, I have been the one that carried the shoes, but there are other women out there that can also like be that level of support for you. It's just a matter of reaching out and feeling comfortable and safe enough to do it, make the ask. And so a lot of us as moms, especially if we're coming from single mom backgrounds, we do it all by ourselves, right? We carry bad all by ourselves in a lot of areas. And so we are timid, shy, sometimes ashamed in areas to make the ask, to ask for help. And so I try my very best through Kentucky Creatives to make it so easy. If you have an ask, you can reach out to me, you can DM, you can message another member, things along those lines. So I try to make it so transparent to connect with each other that it feels effortless in doing it. So when you do have that need or you do have an ask to make, it doesn't feel so much like a burden or showcasing your ugly laundry or anything along those lines. It's just kind of, hey, we all need it, we all get it. And I love how the collective wasn't really meant to be like for moms. That wasn't how it turned out. Everyone kind of jumped in at one point. We were all together and just happened to organically be that. So I think that's also kind of a tried and true testament that the people that are the most hungriest are the women in the spaces who are moms, who know how to juggle both sides and still get shit done. So I just love that. And I think that's a beautiful testament to like how we've all been able to grow as a group collectively. Okay, next question. All right, legacy specs versus quarterly wins. Many founders build for a quick flip or short-term exit. As moms, we tend to build for long-term legacy. How does building with the next generation in mind change the way you select your materials or your clients, your team, or even your tech stack?
It definitely makes me a lot more strategic, especially with my brand being very like lifestyle parenting. It's really important to me that my kids not mainly like see me do something successful, but see me do something that I'm proud of and that they're proud of. I don't ever want to put something to the world that like it's demandable. So we're in closer strategic making a brand first. I'm gonna be honest. I want to raise the next generation. So I'm not gonna come online and be like, I love this product if I don't. I don't want to promote something that is not a good thing. I want them to see me be honest and hold my integrity. No matter how successful I get, no matter what I'm doing, I want them to be proud of what I build and I'm gonna be proud of what I build. So it just makes me be a lot more, I don't know if careful is the right word, but strategic in what I'm putting out for the world.
Here she was.
Here we go. Point in case. As soon as I unmuted the button.
Love it.
Uh, so strategic versus short term versus long term. Well, obviously, we do grab the short term as much as we can because we got bills to pay. But long term, we're looking at sustainability. We're looking at being able to have multiple streams of income because in this economy, one stream of income can disappear overnight.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So by diversifying across multiple types of incomes and projects, you're having a better chance of when one goes down, the other one goes back up. So they kind of keep an ebb and flow, balancing each other out. So when you're building it in, you have to look at it that way. You're doing this for the long term. What do you want to look like 5 years from now, 10 years from now? And for me, I may not have littles in the house, but with my content and being a plus size older person, there's a lot of discrimination. And so I'm always break through that glass ceiling. Bust it up.
I love it. Shout it at. Yes. Shout it at. I love it. And I think that's so true in so many areas. And we talk about like how we want to show up for the next generation of content creators. We talked a lot at the Mommy and Me meetup that KYC recently held about how we want to use technology, but also allow and give free permission to our kids that allow them to create. I know for a while there, my two older sons, they had a YouTube channel during the holiday season. Like, how do we show up and let them be confident in the skill sets they want to create by creating content that they want to build? Feeling comfortable with, being our kids' faces, right? Being visible with that. Like, how many of us don't want our kids' faces to be seen as often, or they do, but it's very limited. We're putting the emojis on the faces, like we're doing all the things. So I feel like it's, it definitely is a kind of a sign of the times in a lot of areas where, you do what best fits you and how you want to showcase content or creation in that way, but also being being an inspiration for the next generation of maybe young moms or the next generation of young kids that look up to your content and look up to you for those long-term goals, right? In the short term, mom is doing UGC, she's unboxing, she's she's showing up at the fair, she's showing up at all these places and doing content, and kind of that same feeling that you were talking about, Chris, like, oh, she's on camera again. My kids definitely feel a little bit of that. Yeah, my middle child, Ellington, is definitely going into that content creation kind of vibe a little bit with photography and things. But the other side of that is, poor Theo, the 5-year-old, just kind of, okay, what, I'll get in there. I'll jump. Sure. So it's really cute. We actually recorded a little impromptu video. I have to show it to you later, but it literally is my kid's off camera completely, but only his arm. And we did end up doing this little spill of, hi, I'm Danielle. And he says, hi, I'm Theo. And together we're recording video. And it was just like this cute little but he's like totally not in frame. I'm just testing out equipment while I'm doing it. But the fact that it was captured and documented on camera, how much are you documenting yourself, your family in that process? And how has content creation helped bring the family closer together?
So I vlog 24/7 basically. So it's so funny. I watch the most random days online. The other day, my husband asked my 1-year-old if she wanted to do something, and she just yelled, "No!" And it was the funniest moment that I would have never captured if I wasn't filming. So I definitely have captured some things that are just golden. And Kenny, my son, he likes to watch those little YouTube videos, and every time he sees me filming, he goes, "Mom, are they gonna like and subscribe?" It's just it's such a random bay, and in so many moments that I wouldn't get otherwise. And it just mugs me off. It makes what I'm doing a little more like family friendly. And then it also shows my kids like, hey, mommy's working her butt off. Mommy's never gives up. And I want to instill that level of drive and that like it doesn't matter. You just keep going no matter what. So I love it though.
I love that hard flex. That is a flex. Like whether y'all want to see that or not, that is such a hard flex because a lot of times we have to do what we have to do, but that may not necessarily be the path that our kids or other people in our household take. But the fact that you've always continued to be inclusive, that you're showcasing the behind the scenes and your kids are getting the full breadth of that while also absorbing all the information and also wanting to partake. Like I feel like that constant invitation as content creators, we are literally a constant invitation to let people experience us, but also carry that on and take what they've taken from that experience and pass it to the next thing. So I'm glad our kids get kind of a front row seat to that.
So I can speak to the complete opposite of that. Oh, for sure. And by saying that, not everybody's kids or spouses is going to be cool with what you do. They're just not. Hopefully, they can understand that it is a part of who you are. It is something that is important to you. That it pays for that pizza that's involved.
Right.
Okay. And so, my experience personally is, yes, I'm documenting my life, and it pivots throughout the year. So I do more like cooking and lifestyle in the winter months when we're stuck indoors, and then I do more of the promoting and the out and about travel and doing all the festivities in the warmer months. So it looks quite different. So you have to learn to pivot and work just like you do with small children. You've got to work with what you've got and what your life looks like. And my kid doesn't want to have anything to do with social media
Yeah, they're out
at
there.
all. So this is speaking to those that are in that situation. And they are actually really good at it, but that's not a passion. So it's okay. That's okay. When I get to work with them and it works out great, it's amazing. And I love it. I love to be like, my kid did this and it went viral. Like, how amazing is that? My kid took this picture. They're fantastic because you get to boast and brag. But if they don't want to be a part of it, that's okay. That's okay. They're going to find their own thing and they'll let you do your thing. And that's totally okay, and that's part of just growing and developing it as the little kids turn into adults. So
I love this feedback because I mean I feel like every parent is going to, especially every creative or a person who has set a trek path, right? Up and out, right? We just kind of that's just part of it. So I do love the fact that you mentioned that. And I also like totally encourage parents out there. Like I would love to hear your comments on this particular episode around this structure because each one teach one. So maybe there's a system or strategy that's really worked for you in regards to your content creation processes or things around your kids. Feel free to share that information with us in the comments for this episode. What is one shaky process you are currently upgrading from survival build to more of the Themyscira standard of high level efficiency?
Good. I'm gonna say probably like leaving my house to go to events. Look, because I still personally, I feel so much guilt leaving my children, which is silly because I have a partner who is incredibly supportive, who is a great dad. My kids are safe. My kids are cared for. I can hear them out there right now screaming donuts at my husband. Like, they're fine. But there is still a part of me that is like, I'm leaving my kids at home to chase something or like, it's a very real but also irrational sensation that I'm having to. And on top of that, like, I'm having to make time to do these things, and I personally struggle with time management and like getting everything done, and I always feel like I am running on fumes and that I am just chasing instead of living and moving through the moment. So I think that scheduling, going out, doing the things, that is where I struggle the most.
I can relate to that as well. Um, as I don't know how many times, especially when I have to work a full day, right? And then I have to be in an event at a certain hour. It always seems like I need 15 more minutes. If I just had 15,
Yes. Every time.
and I'm like, I'll be ready. But it used to be it used to be 30.
Mm-hmm.
So over time, you start to learn, okay, your habits, what slows you down. And then from there, you kind of start building. So currently, what am I working on to improve what I'm doing with my content is planning ahead as much as possible. Obviously, uh, transformation takes time. So turning this into a glamour queen takes time. My biggest stumbling block is working with the larger platforms, using it to convert into UGC. That is something I'm working on currently. That is a goal that I'm going to break through. But there's some tips and tricks for you.
Oh my gosh, I love it. And it's so needed right now. I feel like when we talk about, motherhood and how it adapts to us and how we adapt to it, right? There's so many different levels of, like you said, kind of meeting ourselves where we are. In a lot of areas, you talk about meeting other people where they are. How about meeting ourselves where we are? So I love that good medicine. I need that totally right now. When I think about, being a mommy, I never really, and let me just say that out loud also. Like for me personally, I never really consider myself a mommy creator, even though a lot of times I include my kids, my family in a lot of areas. I think, and that'll probably be a question later on here in the hot or not that I'll talk about also. It's like, how do you affiliate or how do you associate to that word? But I just feel like in a lot of areas, for me, I'm constantly creating, and my creator process is bigger than just the space or the time frame that I'm in. Knowing that I have kids ranging from adults in college to a kindergartner, knowing that I have that range allows me, I feel like, in a lot of areas to kind of be in all the spaces or do different things on different levels that appear to different places in people and spaces. So I just feel like a lot of times when I think about mommy cream, I'm like, man, do I really like associate to that word? Or is it like I get it and I am a mommy creator, but it's also like more, than that. Ha ha. Hashtag more than graphics because we're literally on that podcast. But it's one of those situations where I tell myself like, I don't want to be limited to just that. And I feel like a lot of mommy creators do feel that way. I don't want to be limited to just that word. I want to be more than that. But this is the industry kind of standard or the industry envelope that the universe just puts me in right now. And I think that's such a temporary spot. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to get y'all's thoughts on that.
Yeah, I definitely think that I very much fall in the mommy creator category, which is never, like you said, something that I sought out to do. And it, honestly, there's an internal part of me that's like, I don't want to be associated with that because there is a lot of controversy in that space right now. People exploiting their children, and there's like people who do it the wrong way. And it's so important for me to do it the right way and to respect like his privacy. But the reality of my life is I'm a working mom. My content is going to be Kristen as a working mom. And no matter how hard I try to get away from that, I'm never going to. And as I grow, my community is going to grow with me, and we're going to move into the next phase of life. And we're going to be a menopausal mom. We're going to be a grandparent mom. So it's going to evolve over time. But right now, I'm leaning heavily into the mommy creator space while still trying to hold on to the me of it all and make sure the focus is on me, the working mom, and not my children and the kids of a working mom.
I love that. I'm so impressed with that perspective for you because when I see your videos specifically, I love your reels. Every time that you do a day in the life, or every time that I see you do like something that focuses on an event, yes, the kids are in the background. Yes, they're showing off the donuts. They're, they're doing all the things and they're with mom. But I love the fact that it's never something that's like extremely abrasive or showcasing certain things that showcase your kids focally. You know what I mean? It's always something in the background, but you're taking them along and you're letting the audience know like they're with me, I'm with them, and we're doing this together. You just happen to be the third wheel in the background following us along. And I like that perspective a lot. And I think that's a big kind of like an industry staple, like for the mommy creatives is kind of follow along, like tag along with me, that kind of feel. And to see people come in and out of that particular style as they grow, as their kids grow. And so I definitely relate to that just because I've done it. I'm still doing it. So it's really cool to always see a fellow mom going that direction and it working really well for their brand.
And I'll speak to the opposite of that again, which is, yes, I'm a mom. And the funny part is, a lot of people say, "Are you a mom?" I'm like, it's in my brand name. Bodacious, big, mama, red. Now, granted, I'm a mom to a lot of people in certain ways, but I'm also an actual mother as well. But for me, seeing that they really don't want to be a part of that line, I've kept it very separate. Um, and I think there's a lot of respect for that. But we can move that and pivot also that a lot of people don't know that I'm partially disabled.
Yes.
Do I talk about it in my brand? Yes. Do I hyper focus on it? No. Just like I don't hyper focus on being the plus size creator, where every single thing that I put out in it is, I'm a plus size creator, I'm doing this today. For me, I think it's important for women in general, especially, to be able to see all different types of women just doing what they want to do, regardless if they're a mom or if they're disabled or if they're plus sized. That doesn't necessarily define them as a whole, but that they can still do whatever they want to do. And they're just them. They're just an entity within themselves. And that's what my brand is about, is not having to focus on, well, because I'm plus size, I can only do plus size content. Or because I'm a mom of a disabled child, I can only do that type of content. Instead, I'm showing that you can do whatever you want. It just may take you longer, and it may look different than how other people do it.
I love that. That is such golden nuggets of wisdom. I hope everybody took notes on that one. I did. That was great. We always ask this question on a podcast, just with every guest. What did you want to be growing up, and does it reflect what you do now?
I wanted to be the best. I was a very bossy, out there little girl, and I turned into a very bossy, out there woman with no desire to be in politics. So I became an influencer.
I love that.
I know this is shocking to you. Sorta.
That is pretty good. I would say, since I started my own brand, yes. Yes, I am living the life that I thought I was going to live, uh, with the arts, entertainment, creativity. When I was a little kid, I saw myself on like Broadway, being in theater, being in musicals, being in bands, just doing all those things. Hmm.
I love that. Okay, I wanted to be the next Black Katie Couric, and I felt like I was so close. And then I kind of fell in love with digital marketing and really kind of went a completely different direction using the same assets that you would need for journalism and reporting and storytelling. And now I get to tell stories in a different way. And I think it's just so unique that usually 9 times out of 10, the things that you kind of dream of for yourself are somehow, some way reflected in the things that you do in your current things that you're involved in now. Yeah. Okay. This is a great little segue going straight into our hot or not flash guest questionnaire. I did this specifically for y'all. Okay. Like for real. All right. The always on Slack status, hot or not, being reachable 24/7 to prove your architectural reliability or setting a hard guild only boundary after 5 p.m. Hot or not?
No. I know. I need to have a boundary where, like, from 5 to 9 p.m., you don't talk to me. You just don't get me. Because if I don't, first of all, I'm not gonna be present with my kids, like, but also, burnout. We're moms. We are needed 24 hours a day. We've gotta have a town that we can just tell everyone else to just go away. Because you guys have seen me burn out, and then I have to, like, disappear for a month. So, yeah, boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. I will preach boundaries till the day I die in this business, in life in general.
Yes.
Okay, so definitely not. You will get burned out. If you make yourself available 24/7, it will catch up with you eventually. So whether you're a mother or not, it doesn't matter. That is a golden rule that if you make yourself that available constantly, when are you available for yourself? Again, it's going back to how can you be successful if you're not taking care of your own self?
Totally. You can't fill up a cup if it's empty. We are less people pleasing in 2026. We are doing for ourselves. Passive income myth. The idea that digital creator business runs themselves while you sleep, or the reality that passive actually requires the most intense foundational engineering. Is it hot or not?
I'm gonna say hot. I think in the creator space, passive income is not actually passive at all. Um, Especially like in what people look at as our passive stuff, because a lot of our affiliate linking is a lot of our like to know Amazon lists. Like, yeah, that is passive. I have Amazon lists that are making me money that I made months ago.
Yes.
But I'm constantly updating it, and everything I'm wearing, I'm thinking, okay, what does someone wear now? When I'm getting dressed, I'm thinking, what's going to look good on camera that I can link to so that somebody makes a purchase? So, yeah, I mean, there is passive aspects of it, but we're still nurturing every part of our business every single day.
Oh, I love that. And I totally shout out to Outfit of the Day because I think that is such a positive way. I went through like this whole like dark spell in the early part of COVID because I just felt so first I was pregnant, so I felt super emotionally ick. And then the other part was like just kind of understanding myself and seeing beauty in myself. So I went through this phase of taking selfies over and over again, even when I was crying or I was miserable, I was sick, all the things, so that I could see that process of me evolving from a darker place to a lighter place. And I feel like that was so self changing for me and how I choose to show up for others and how I want to show up for myself. So in doing that, I started doing the outfit of the day and I started, linking it and using Amazon links and becoming an affiliate and things along those lines. And now I feel like people are kind of almost like, I want to see your outfit. What happened to your outfit for the day? And I'm like, oh, so I set a standard and people now want to actually see it and link it and go buy it. The strawberry sweater is a great example because I wore that thing to death. And the one time that I didn't wear it or didn't link it, people were asking, I need that sweater. Where is it? I got to find it now. And I'm like, oh man, I got to go put it on. Got to link it somewhere. So I totally relate to that. Hot or not, like whether or not it is important for us to start putting things together so money can be happening in our sleep. I also too create digital journals, and I have a slew of them on Amazon so that anyone can purchase at any point in time of the day around the world 24/7, right? We have published books, we have things along those lines. So I so relate to that. Amen. Hallelujah. Hot damn, all of it.
Okay, so it's definitely a passive income can happen, yes, but and it is the hot thing to do, but to assume that it's doing it in your sleep is the not thing, because
Mm,
yes, it has to be orchestrated, like she was saying. You have to consider, am I wearing something that I want to promote? You know, is it something that my following is going to enjoy and would enhance their life and appreciate it? And if that happens to make the passive income, that's great. I never, like Kristen said earlier, I'm not going to promote anything that I can't stand behind myself. Period.
yep.
And
Brand design.
so,
Yes.
right, authenticity is where it's at in an AI world.
Mompreneur. That's we're going back to that word. Mom creative, mompreneur as a brand label. Hot or not.
I'm gonna say hot because I am so proud that I'm a mom. I am in that point in my life where yeah, mom is my entire identity. And I know some people are very heavy and like, I want to be something other than a mom, but I'm a mom. I love that I am a mom. I think it is so cool that I can run a business with 2 kids on my hips. Like, I just think that that is the coolest thing in the world, and you can call me a mompreneur all you want. You can call me a womanpreneur. You can put all of the titles in front of me because I just think that shows how much I can do and how much I have going on and how versatile I am. So hot, hot, hot.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, for me, again, I'm going to speak to the opposite of that. I've raised my kid. The granted, I still have it's still their mom, still have to take care of them in a lot of ways. But for me, oh no, I call myself an entrepreneur and a baddie. Thank you very much. Because this is for me. I've already put in the many, many years of raising and cleaning up the snotty noses and the bedwetting and all the things. This is my time to shine and get to do what I want to do. And I'm still a mom, and that's okay.
I love that. I love this. I love that we have such different diversities of the spectrum and we're all sitting here laughing, eating popcorn in our pajamas. Like for real. Like all of it. That is so necessary. And I hope that is a great window for other women out there who feel like they either need to be on or dress away or feel away or present themselves away. There is no yes or no. It's just a matter of where you align on that spectrum. All right, next hot or not, outsourcing the domestic load. Are we hiring a house cleaner or meal prepper so you can focus on building the business legacy or trying to DIY the entire blueprint from the kitchen to the boardroom? Hot or not?
So I'm gonna go back ways on this. Hot. Once I'm at the point I can afford it. Right now it's a not because I'm not in that season of life and I am doing it all. But I promise you, the second I get that like 6-figure brand deal, you guys are gonna see me with a housekeeper. You guys are gonna see me bringing in all the help I can get
Yes.
unapologetically.
Yes.
So I'm gonna say hot if that is where you are in your life, but also like the domestic load, it's hot. We're doing it. We are proving we can do it all. So
I love it. I need to get back into like making reels while folding laundry and like talking all the things. Like I just feel like we do not do people don't always see us doing those things, but when we do those things, it's like, oh, I so relate, or oh, I
Yes.
did that. So yes, girl, yes, all the things.
Right, right. And people want to be able to relate more than ever. Again, in an AI world now, they want to be able to connect and see the flaws and see the imperfections of life and how you can turn that around and do extraordinary things too, while you have spit up on your shirt, It's that, you can do both.
Mhm.
Again, it's in bite-sized pieces and you have to make it work for you. So can you get help? Is it hot? Absolutely. Yes. And you don't necessarily have to have money. Again, it goes back to plugging in to your community, plugging into those groups and clubs and agencies that align with what you need and want and where you're going. And if you only use them for short periods of time, that's okay. That's what they were there for. And as you grow and develop, new things will come, new groups, new people. It just as long as you keep it in alignment with where you're going. And then, again, you're going to be self-sufficient. We're moms. We have to be self-sufficient. So it's a hot, hot. So hot to get help? Yes. Hot to do it yourself? Yeah.
That because I think as moms, we have such a hard time like remembering that there are people that can help us and that it's okay to ask them for help. So I love that you said like it's not even just about the money. Like we ask your people if they're there. I love that.
It so stings to my heart. I love this. Okay, last question for hot or not. The perfect aesthetic grid, hot or not? Spending
Not
3 hours on the Instagram reel or polishing the raw, zero wasted motion footage from the trenches of motherhood.
not. Like you guys said, like with AI, I think people are craving real. I think people are craving authenticity. I know personally, like the beautiful aesthetic things that I spend hours on, they don't perform. The real life, when I grab a camera and I'm like, y'all want to hear what I just did? That performs. So I think that we are not in a time of aesthetics, that there is still a place for that. I mean, obviously I love aspirational content. I follow some of those like huge mom influencers, but I think the people who are going to see the most growth coming up are the people who are just like in the trenches. This is what I have to offer. This is who I am. Take it or leave it.
Now I'm going to say hot and hot again on this one because there's, two sides to everything. And luckily for me, I was smart enough to know with my lifestyle that having the perfect polished pictures all the time was just not an option for me. So I had to find a way to keep growing and connect. So I'm showing the everyday me as well, along with the perfect polished glamour queen. And by doing so, it allows people to show that, one, it's authentic. I'm not going to be a glamour queen when I wake up in the morning. It's just not happening. That's not happening. And it gives that, again, relatability to your content. But then you can turn around and you can flip that switch and command the room like that.
Mhm.
So that's the power of being a woman. That's the power. We've got it. We carry it all within us. We can create life. We can create drama anytime we want. And then we can also just show up in our humbleness and stillness with wisdom.
I mean, me and Big Mama and you all have a big project coming up next weekend that we should plug, that I am super excited about. Wildwood Fair. This is like a fairy, faithful adult dream, and it is family friendly. You can pack up your kids. There are going to be vendors. There are going to be food trucks. There is like, it's going to be so much fun. And I'm so excited about this because it is like living out our like fairy dreams while also like, we're going to shop and we're going to eat. And I'm so excited about this. I know you can find this on like all of our pages. We've all posted and shared about it. So if you're interested in coming, I'm so excited.
I'm so pumped. Like seriously, like I'm
Yes.
trying to figure out like what level of cosplay do I rank?
I know.
Right? Well, this is something that I think we're all super excited about this because there's not too many options of this particular type of feel for a festival. So having the whimsical woodland creature theme is not something that we've seen really here where we live in Kentucky, our specific location. I'm also excited to just work on more of connecting uh, boss baddies together with each other. So these are women that are baddies and they are running the show. And I am there to help be the connector between them and get them in conversations with each other and seeing how they can work together and collaborate with one another.
I want to thank both of you so much for just allowing us to enter your brain, be in your space for a minute, ask all some of the challenging questions that we're all kind of in the same similar spaces and places for. I want to leave you guys with this little Goldie Wonder Woman quote that you are stronger than you believe and you have greater powers than you know. And I think it's so important that we kind of leave that on that good note foot. Ladies, this has been one for the books. I'm so grateful that again I get to do life and business with each of you. You guys make the guild stand. Can I get a huzzah? I love it. Awesome, y'all. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. For upcoming live episodes and notifications and exclusive bonus content, head over to mtgthepodcast.com and join the conversation through our newsletter. Until next time, we remind you that you are more than your output. You are more than your name badge, and you are so much more than graphics. We'll catch you next time.
This tribe with a vibe needs you. Share MTG on social media, on your lunch break with peers, or send an episode to your techie bestie. This podcast is produced by Octane Design Studios. Catch you next time.